Hey everybody, it's AJ back with another video. Sorry I didn't get this out yesterday, just got a little bit busy and didn't have time, but I did still want to get this video out for you this week, so let's get right into the movie news. Our first movie this week is Ferdinand. After Ferdinand, a bull with a big heart is mistaken for a dangerous beast, he is captured and torn from his home. Determined to return to his family, he rallies a misfit team on the ultimate adventure. This got a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. And as far as the cast, it is starring John Cena as Ferdinand, Kate McKinnon as Lupe, Bobby Cannavale as Valiente's father, and Jack Gore as young Valiente. Now, this movie was nominated at the Oscars for Best Animated Feature Film. And some trivia for this are the scenes where Una, Dos, and Cuatro roll themselves up is an allusion to Sonic the Hedgehog. One of them is even blue like Sonic. Also, Ferdinand the Bull was a Disney animated short first shown in 1938, and a short show about Ferdinand is shown on television every Christmas Eve in Sweden. It's a very popular and known tradition in most houses there. So those are some interesting facts for this movie. Like I said, this was Ferdinand. It got a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and it will be available this Friday at uvcodesforyou.com for $5.99. Our second movie of the week is Justice League. Fueled by his restored faith in humanity and inspired by Superman's selfless act, Bruce Wayne enlists the help of his newfound ally, Diana Prince, to face an even greater enemy. This got a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. For the cast, it's starring Ben Affleck as Batman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, and Ezra Miller as The Flash. Some trivia about this movie is that the original director, Zack Snyder, and his wife, producer Deborah Snyder, stepped down from finishing the film after the suicide of Zack Snyder's daughter in March 2017. They tried to remain on the film as a way to work through the difficulty, but decided after 2 months to step away and be with their family. Joss Whedon, who had signed on for Batgirl, took over as director, managing additional scenes that needed to be included in the final cut. And Warner Brothers stated that Joss would direct and write in the same style as Zack, so there won't be any tonal shifts or obvious changes in style. However, Joss Whedon controversially fired Zack Snyder's composer, Junkie XL, and replaced him with Danny Elfman. So, I'm very sorry to hear about Zack Snyder's daughter. That's a horrible thing to have happen. And it's a little bit interesting how they had to have a new director come in and take over. Wonder if that will be noticeable in the movie or if it will flow smoothly like Warner Brothers said. So, like I said, that is Justice League. It got a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. It will be available this Friday at uvcodesforyou.com for $6.49. The third movie for this week is The Shape of Water. At a top-secret research facility in the 1960s, a lonely janitor forms a unique relationship with an amphibious creature that is being held in captivity. This got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. For the cast, it's starring Sally Hawkins, Octavia Spencer, Michael Shannon, and Doug Jones. Guillermo del Toro and The Shape of Water were the big winners at the 2018 Oscars. They won 4 Oscars. Some interesting facts about this movie. When The Shape of Water premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival in 2017, the screening was held in the Elgin Theatre. The interior scenes of the theatre and the film were shot in the Elgin Theatre. So as the audience was watching the film, they were seeing the same theatre on screen that they were sitting in. So as I said, that is The Shape of Water. It got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb and will be available this Friday at uvcodesforyou.com. For $5.99. So like I said, that's The Shape of Water. It will be available this Friday at uvcodesforyou.com for $5.99. The next movie this week is I, Tonya. Competitive ice skater Tonya Harding rises amongst the ranks at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships, but her future in the activity is thrown into doubt when her ex-husband intervenes. This got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. For the cast, it's starring Margot Robbie as Tonya, Sebastian Stan, Allison Janney, and Julianne Nicholson. This movie won Oscar winner for Best Performance by an actress in a supporting role. And some trivia about this: to prevent damaging her hair, Margot Robbie wears wigs as Tonya Harding. Surprisingly, the hair team used beer to achieve the crunchy permed look when regular hair products didn't produce the desired result. Um, Also, although Margot Robbie trained extensively for the role, she wasn't able to perform a triple axel, nor could a skating double be found, as very few women figure skaters are able to perform the jump. Producer Tom Ackerley stated, "There has been only 6 women since Tonya who have done a triple axel. Even if there was one who was doing it today, she'd be training for the Olympics and couldn't risk doing it for the film." The jump was accomplished with the use of visual effects for this movie. So, like I said, that is I, Tonya. It got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. It'll be available this Friday at uvcodesforyou.com for $6.99. Our next movie is The Disaster Artist. When Greg Sestero, an aspiring film actor, meets the weird and mysterious Tommy Wiseau in an acting class, they form a unique friendship and travel to Hollywood to make their dreams come true. This got a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb. For the cast, it is starring James Franco as Tommy, Dave Franco as Greg, Ari Graynor as Juliet, and Seth Rogen as Sandy. This was the Oscar nominee for Best Adapted Screenplay. And some fun trivia is that Greg Sestero stated that when he was writing the book, Tommy Wiseau said that only 2 actors could play him in the adaptation, James Franco or Johnny Depp. Also, in real life, Greg and Tommy did not move to Los Angeles at the same time. Wiseau offered his LA apartment to Greg rent-free for several months, while Tommy came and went from San Francisco at random. Once Greg had booked some small gigs, Wiseau suddenly moved in full-time to the LA apartment, demanded rent from Greg, and set up the divider in the living room as seen in this film. So, like I said, that's The Disaster Artist. It got a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and it will be available this Friday at uvcodesforyou.com for $6.99. Our final movie this week is Thor Ragnarok. Thor is imprisoned on the other side of the universe and finds himself in a race against time to get back to Asgard to stop Ragnarok, the destruction of his homeworld, and the end of Asgardian civilization. This got an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. For the cast, it's starring Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Cate Blanchett as Hela, and Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner/Hulk. Some interesting trivia for this is Thor's friend from work line about the Hulk was suggested to Chris Hemsworth by a Make-A-Wish child who paid a visit to the set on the day the scene was filmed. Also, Sir Anthony Hopkins had decided against returning as Odin, but upon reading the story, he changed his mind. So, like I said, that is Thor Ragnarok. It got an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm trying to get more of that one. I am currently sold out, but check back in on Friday to see if I have more at uvcodesforyou.com. So that is all of the movies for this week. Like I said, you can find all those at uvcodesforyou.com. Also, be sure that you're using the discount code I've set up for you guys, which is YouTube5. That will save you 5% at checkout. So after I go over the movies, I like to get into some of the general movie news, movie industry news, anything like that. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is Mary Poppins is returning. They are rebooting Mary Poppins. It's been 53 years since the original Mary Poppins descended onto screens via Umbrella. Now in 2018, she'll be back to visit the grown-up Banks children in a Disney musical reboot, which should put a skip in your step. The first trailer for this movie was released during the Oscars. I'll leave a link down below so you can check that out if you'd like. What do you guys think about them rebooting this? It seems like they're rebooting tons of movies from the past right now. Are you a fan of that? Are you not a fan of that? Let me know down in the comments down below. And the last little bit of news that I have was also, it was announced before the Oscars, but we were given a preview of it during the Oscars, and that would be Toy Story Land. The trailers were released for that, which will also be linked in the description down below. What do you guys think about that? Are you excited? I think it's a really cool concept and should come out pretty cool. That is all the movie news I have for you this week. Let's get into picking and announcing the Free Code Friday winner from last week and get that code to you. So let's go. Alright, and there we have it. Congrats, Films Are Cool, for winning this week's giveaway and a copy of Baby Driver. Reach out to me via email or Instagram that I left below your comment, and I will get your code to you as soon as possible. And thank you everyone else who entered, who subscribed to the channel, who comes back for all these videos. Really appreciate it. If you enjoy them, if you could give the channel a subscribe, give the video a like or share, it would be much appreciated. Also, as always, you can find the latest and older digital codes at uvcodesforyou.com. Like I said earlier, be sure to be using the discount code that I set up for you, YouTube5. That's all I have for you guys this week. Stay tuned for more videos. Hope everybody has a great week. Peace.